When is the last time you checked your emotional state? I mean, when is the last time you really sat down and checked out how you are feeling right now in this moment? See, a lot of us just go. We're running. And we're not realizing that all of this movement, this fast pace, these things that we're trying to attain and get to over and over again are really starting to mess with our emotional state, especially present day where we have the economy in disarray, inflation taking over, where your paycheck is no longer stretching as far as it once was because they're trying to slow everything down and cool the economy down, as they're saying, as well as the world with the war going on and everything else that's going on. There's so much an uncertainty that's going on, and it could be the uncertainty of your relationship as well. So it's a lot of uncertainty. I just heard just today that they're talking about that they're wanting more layoffs to happen, which again will add to slowing down the economy as well as decreasing the inflation rate right now. Now, why is this important? It is important because a lot of times we're not checking how we're feeling emotionally. We're just going. And until you take the time to really address and assess how you are feeling, you'll never really understand why you're bursting out in tears, or why you're always annoyed, or why you're always frustrated against your spouse, against your child or children, against your coworkers, against your boss, and even against yourself. So today I want to give you 3 ways on how you can control your emotional state. Now, before I jump into that, who am I and why is this important? My name is Marshawn Olanio. I am a shift relationship strategist where I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved and shift you to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated via my digital courses, my books, as well as my group coaching program that I specifically have for Black women that are married in relationships. So now, the first way to control your emotional state is to focus on what you can control. A lot of times we have a tendency to focus on the things that we cannot control. I was just talking to a client of mine, and she was talking about how she's feeling this anxiety and feeling in disarray because there's so many things being thrown at her, and every time she thinks she get a handle on one thing, another crisis breaks out. And so she's in such a roller coaster right now with her emotional state. And so I specifically was coaching her through, what do you have control over? There is a specific date on the calendar where she has a doctor's appointment that needs to be done that specific date. So of course the date has not come yet, and she's feeling a little bit anxious about the outcome. You don't have control over the date coming. You also don't have control over the outcome. So because of that, I was allowing her to see that it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be anxious. However, I want you to rewire your train of thinking and think about what you can control. And then the next step is to take action on what you actually can control, because you cannot control the date, meaning her. She cannot control the outcome of the doctor's appointment. I understand and I sympathize and even empathize with what she's going through, right? But those are things that are out of her control. And so what she boiled down to saying, as far as what she can control, is that she noticed that she feels a lot better and even healthier when she starts to focus on sitting down and writing specific notes and cards to people in her life. And it's just a card to say, I'm thinking about you, letting you know that somebody is, that you're on somebody else's mind, that you're not forgotten about specifically, right? And so anytime she does that, she notices that she's full of more energy. She feels really good about herself. She thinks that life is going better, right? And so we have to slow down our emotional state by focusing on the things that you can control. Right? If you don't like your relationship or the relationship that you're in, but not limited to your marriage. If you are not happy with the way that your marriage or relationship is unfolding present day, you can control parts of it. Now, you can't control the person, right, that you're in a relationship with, but you can control how you show up. You can control how much laughter and joy that you're bringing into the space. You can control your energy, right? You cannot control your partner with what he does say, what he doesn't say, what he does, what he doesn't do, how much he promises things but doesn't keep promises, etc. There's nothing that you can do about the other person's behaviors and habits. However, what can you do about your own habits and behaviors in your relationship in order to make your relationship better? Again, you cannot focus on what the other person is doing or not doing. You can only focus on what you are doing and being intentional about the things that you are doing. So the change starts with you. The relationship that you're wanting to be a part of, is literally on the other side of how you start to show up and how you start to practice being the person that you really want your spouse to participate in and be a part of, and specifically creating a healthy relationship or marriage. But you have the power. Okay, so focus on the things that you have control over in order to control your emotional state. The second thing that I want you to take into consideration is to get rid of those anxious feelings. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, how am I going to get rid of these anxious feelings, especially when there's so much uncertainty. I'm not feeling safe. I'm not feeling stable. Again, all the things that I mentioned before, maybe your paycheck is not stretching as far as it once did. And again, maybe your relationship or marriage is on the rocks anyway, and so now it's even more rocky. The finances, it's a whole bunch of things going on, and the kids need all of this stuff, and so money, and now kids, you're feeling anxious, you don't know what to do. So how to slow your nervous system down in order to cool off your anxious feelings. How to do that is to breathe. Take some deep breaths. And research has actually shown by taking these deep breaths, this actually helps your nervous system to slow down and normalize. So really deep breathing. And there's practices about deep breathing. If you want to look it up, check it out some more, and maybe even find some more YouTube videos on how to deep breathe. Side note, deep breathing actually helps to get rid of that stomach fat as well. But that's a different video, okay? So deep breathing has benefits to it other than slowing down your nervous system. The second way to slow down your nervous system and get rid of those anxious feelings is to journal. Get those thoughts, those things that are plaguing you, out of your head by just simply writing them out. And I'm not saying put them on the phone. I'm talking about pen and paper, putting pen to paper and writing out all of the things that catch you nervous and jittery. And once you write all of those things out, now guess what? You can go back through your list and look at all the things that you have control over and start to figure out ways to get rid of those things that you can control. The other thing is prayer. Y'all know I am a woman of God. I am a Christian. So absolutely praying and releasing all of these nervous feelings to God. But then stopping there. And why do I say stop there? Because some of my clients that I talk to, they'll say that they do the prayer, but then they're still trying to take the control from God and still do things about it. Losing battle. It defeats the purpose. Don't pray if you cannot release control. Because you, even though you're praying about it, it's literally null and void because you're not allowing God to do what he does to create and work out his miracles, because you're still in the way. You can't be in the way if you're asking for help from God, right? The last and final thing is to take walks in nature. I'm literally talking about not having a destination. If you're a hiker, or if you're just in a beautiful neighborhood, or if you're not in a beautiful neighborhood, drive to a neighborhood that you can walk around in. But literally, or the forest, really, when we say nature, we're talking about the forest, but a lot of us don't live around forest anymore. So get out and about. You see this beautiful sun that's on my skin? Get out and feel it on your skin. While you're out, you can simultaneously take some deep breaths and even pray. But you must get rid of your anxious feelings in order to control your emotional state, because anytime you're in a state of emergency or emotional, we make some stupid decisions. And so by slowing down your nervous system, by taking those deep breaths, by journaling all of this stuff that's in your head and getting this crap out, now you're able to really see clearly, to think clearly about your next step. But if you're just going in this heightened state of emergency that you have your system, your body in, you're not clear, and you're also just running on a hamster wheel, going in circles. So slow down your nervous system by taking some of these steps that I just mentioned. Get rid of those anxious feelings by slowing down your nervous system. The third and final piece of the puzzle on how to control your emotional state is to take responsibility for the way your life is unfolding. That simply means not pointing the finger and blaming others because your life is not unfolding the way that you believe it should unfold, and or, but not limited to, should already be there. I should already be living this certain type of lifestyle. I should already be married. I should already have kids. I should already have the house. I should already have the fill in the blank. It's okay to think about those things, but when you stay stuck there and then you're blaming everybody else because your life is not the way that you want it to be, sis, wake up call. Your life is the accumulation of all of the choices and actions that you have taken behind making those choices. That is why your life is the way that it is, whether you recognize it or not. And now, since you're here today, you have to realize it at least a tiny bit, because you made it this far in this video. And I'm not just fluff sending stuff out there to the world. I read a whole lot. Data. I got a lot of data up here that I'm just sharing with you, because I don't want you to stay stuck and keep blaming everybody for the way your life is present day, because you have the power to change your life around. But you must be intentional about doing it, and also accepting the fact that, you know what, my life is not where I want it to be today. But now, how am I going to start changing it? What's my first step to start changing it, to make it better, to make it something that I'm proud of? And maybe I don't realize it this month or this year, but if I keep making progress, I will have created the life that I've always known should have been mine. So this is how you control your emotional state and getting rid of those anxious feelings and slowing down your nervous system, because it all makes a difference. But sis, you have the power to create the life, the love life, your career, the relationship that you have with your children, your siblings, and your parents, as well as your friendships. You have the power to create all of those relationships and make them all powerful by being intentional, by showing up time and time again, by reaching out, by giving to those around you, whether or not they give back to you, because truth be told, you will get it back. It just might not come from the same source. And believe it or not, it usually doesn't come from the same source. All these people that you're pouring into, you usually don't get it back from the same people. Although sometimes you do, right? You usually get that thing from somebody outside of your circle, because you have continued to walk the path and answer the call that God has put on your heart. I am Marshawn Olanio. I am your favorite shift relationship strategist, where I help Black Christian women. Now, if you need some help, there is a link down in the description box below to get on a 20-minute strategy coaching conversation with myself, a strategy call, where I'm going to help you with one thing, to get one thing under control in those 20 minutes. The link is down in the description box below. It's bit.ly/help my relationship. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.